IPQC Consulting Services is a leading management consulting firm from Bangalore specializing in productivity, quality, profitability, and cost reduction solutions for micro, small, and medium-sized enterprise. Their mission is to help MSMEs achieve sustainable growth and profitability. Their values are based on customer-first approach, continuous improvement, integrity, and teamwork. They have a team of highly experienced and qualified consultants who work closely with their clients to identify and solve their business problems. IPQC Consulting Services offer a wide range of services to MSMEs including process improvement, product development, supply chain management, financial management, and technology adoption. They have expertise in various sectors like automobile, aerospace, IT services, logistics, warehousing, food processing, and energy sectors. Their approach to problem solving is very innovative, as they focus on data-driven analysis and customized solutions for each client. The consultants leverage the latest technologies like Industry 4.0, artificial intelligence, machine learning, augmented reality, virtual reality, and blockchain digital transformation to transform their clients' businesses. Cost reduction solutions are also a core competency of IPQC Consulting, with a focus on identifying opportunities to reduce costs without compromising on quality or safety. By analyzing processes, identifying waste, and implementing cost-saving measures, IPQC Consulting has helped many MSMEs to achieve significant cost reductions, improving their bottom line and enhancing their competitiveness. Working capital management is another area of expertise for IPQC Consulting, with a focus on optimizing cash flow and managing cash resources to maximize returns. By implementing best practices in working capital management, IPQC Consulting has helped many MSMEs to improve their financial position, enabling them to invest in growth opportunities and compete more effectively in the marketplace. Digital transformation is a key focus for IPQC Consulting, with a view to helping MSMEs leverage digital technologies to improve their operations and competitiveness. By providing guidance and support in areas such as blockchain, Industry 4.0, and AR, IPQC Consulting has helped many MSMEs to stay ahead of the curve and capitalize on emerging opportunities. Digital marketing is yet another area of expertise for IPQC Consulting, with a focus on helping MSMEs to leverage the power of digital channels to reach new customers and increase sales. By developing effective digital marketing strategies, IPQC Consulting has helped many MSMEs to reach new audiences and grow their businesses online. One of the most important benefits of working with IPQC Consulting is the focus on energy cost reduction through energy audits and renewable energy options. By identifying opportunities for energy savings and implementing renewable energy options, IPQC Consulting has helped many MSMEs to reduce their operating costs and improve their environmental impact. IPQC Consulting Services has an impressive track record of success stories where they have assisted various MSMEs in India to achieve significant business growth. For example, they have helped an automobile component manufacturer to increase productivity by 30% and reduce rejection rates by 50%. They have assisted a food processing company to achieve a 20% reduction in costs and 15% improvement in profitability. Additionally, they have helped a logistics company to optimize their supply chain and reduce inventory carrying costs by 25%. IPQC Consulting Services has a strong commitment to the Make in India and Digital India initiatives, and they are preparing MSMEs for faster growth through innovative approaches. They help MSMEs to adopt new technologies, reskill their workforce, and improve their products and processes to compete with global players in the market. In conclusion, IPQC Consulting Services provides unique value proposition to MSMEs in India. Their expertise, innovative solutions, and data-driven approach can help MSMEs to achieve sustainable and profitable growth. They are committed to promoting the Make in India and Digital India initiatives, and they can assist MSMEs to prepare for faster growth and success in the global market. Thank you for your interest in IPQC Consulting Services. For more details, please visit www.ipqc.in.
I request Mr. Satish Kota to share some of the things so that then we'll go to the next topic on training related apprenticeship and training the resources and taking advantage of government schemes. Quest team is already there. I request Mr. Kota to quickly start, and how much time you are going to take. You can switch on your video and you can be and speak to the audience. It will be recorded and will be shared this with the SMEs on the social media. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you, sir. I am unable to switch on the video.
Just
Okay.
give me 1 minute. I have just
Okay.
sorry. I am really there is a yeah. You can go ahead now.
Yeah, it is now letting me. Okay, good. Hello all. My name is Satish Kota. I'm the founder and CEO of NAVATIES, International Trade and Engagement Platform. Our whole intention is to support Indian businesses explore the international markets. That's the whole intention that we are working on. We work with a variety of bodies and systems in order to improve the export scenarios from the country, and we also at various levels work with the government bodies, especially the Karnataka state government export department, department of our Ministry of MSME, Coffee Board, and various other export promotion councils where we conduct export related training programs. Okay. Today, I will just give a brief about the export life cycle, the export import EXIM life cycle, for people to get a brief understanding. Generally, any of these kind of sessions are minimum of 2 hours to a whole day program, and export management training programs generally are held for 5 days. So, in half an hour or 20 minutes to half an hour, I'll just give a brief about various elements of an export life cycle. Okay, so I'll share my screen. Okay, fine. Just wait in. Okay, so I'll start my presentation. So basically, the first question that I ask everybody is, are you export ready? The whole intention is to understand where, what level any person is currently with, and how to improve themselves. So basically, what we are doing is we are doing this campaign called Are You Export Ready, where we evaluate any organization on a 36-point scale and tell them what they have to do in order to be ready for exports. Because when you say export readiness, there are variety of registrations, documentation, certifications, licenses, and many of the things that is necessary for a person to understand before they want to even think about entering the export market. So what we are doing is we have this missed call number called 07941050727, where when somebody gives a missed call to this number, our team is going to call them and understand from their company's perspective, their industry's perspective, what is their product, which country they want to export. Based on that, we evaluate their 36-point scale and help them understand. Okay. Now, coming to about me, as I earlier mentioned, I'm the promoter, founder, and CEO of NAVATIES. It's an international trade and engagement platform. I'm also the promoter of India Ties Media. India Ties is an online news portal where we publish news and information related to business, trade, and international activities. So basically, we are in the media list of variety of Indian embassies and foreign embassies. We also promote trade between through the Indian embassies as well. I'm also a trainer and speaker on export related activities, especially export marketing space. I conduct. I'm part of the export marketing on for the government of Karnataka, as well as MSME and coffee boards. I also do talks on export marketing and export preparation activities for various trade bodies. And eventually now, very soon, we are going to start awareness programs across all the district level to promote exports from the district level, than just everything getting concentrated only on Bangalore or the capital cities. We want to start promoting at the district level and I'm sure everybody knows about just now somebody mentioned about the RAM scheme. Even under the RAM scheme, there is a variety of activities required for the exporters to prepare their exporters and help them in marketing activities. So nowadays, assist and identify those markets and promote them. I'm also an author of a book called The Reputation Builder, which talks about how a MSME or a business.
Nigar.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, please go ahead, sir. There is some. Will unmute.
Okay.
Please go ahead. Mute.
Okay. So, so the whole as a reputation builder, the whole intention is to prepare people to build their brand and reputation on the internet. Because as an exporter or an importer, people don't know you, they don't know your company, they don't know you. All they trust and believe is what the world internet talks about you. So as part of the book, you will see a lot of things on how to build your reputation, how to manage your reputation, and also if something goes on, how to neutralize the negative reputation that happens. So coming about the EXIM life cycle. See, the whole EXIM life cycle, what happens in the export-import industry and what is that you need to be prepared of. First, any person, new person or a existing exporter is looking to start their exports or doing a new opportunities. First, they need to understand the trade. What is happening for their product, for their services, for their activities that they are looking to. They need to understand variety of things around that. I'll take each of them in detail after this slide. Then comes this preparation, EXIM preparation. What is that I have to be prepared with? Okay, in order to start my EXIM activity, export activity or import activity, what are the things that I need to be prepared with? What is that is necessary for me to be ready in order to do my export? Third is export marketing. Where to find my customer, how to find my customer, how to engage with those customers, and how do I engage on the variety of information that is available in order to identify my customer or my buyer. Then once you have closed your, identified your customer, you are prepared for exports, then and close the deal with any customer, then comes your consignments and logistics related activities. What is that you need to know in order to do those logistics activities, sending the product? The product, what we are talking now is about the whole EXIM process. I'm not going to talk about how your product, the technicality of your product, what documentation, the manufacturing of your product. That is not what we are going to talk about. We are going to talk about, we assume that you have the product. I assume you have closed the deal. And then what next, once you have the product, how to send it? What are the things that is necessary? What is that you need to know for consignment, sending those products to the customer as per the deal that you have done with them. And finally, as with any organization or any business, there is finance requirement. Then what are the finance types of finance requirements that will come in during your EXIM life cycle? What kind of things that you need to be prepared? What is that you need to know about it? Okay. And then that is what we are going to talk about. Okay. So basically, I'm going to go in detail of each of them. Okay. Now, first is the trade information. Now we are talking about trade information means what is that I need to know. We generally divide trade information into two formats. One is news and information, another is calculators. Okay. This news and under news and information, first you need to understand daily news and information. So far, which means what is happening in the world. If at all I want to talk about a particular industry, what is happening with that industry in the world, not just in India, not just in my region, but I have to also understand where the market is, what are the opportunities that is happening. So, for example, now Ukraine war is happening. What is its impact on the trade? Okay, what are the opportunities that is generated out of it? Now, India-Canada problem is going on. What is the benefits that we can generate out of it? Now, we use, end of the day, there will be some trade. India will be importing something from some place, or some other country is importing from some other country. Now, with that scenario, there will be always opportunities for India to start substitution. For example, if we see, Ukraine and Russia used to export a lot of wheat to all the countries. because of the war and the demand the demand becoming more and more. Now India is also looking at variety of activities in order to export. So you need to know those information. Then comes your international trade statistics. Okay, so under the international trade statistics, you need to understand what a particular country purchases, from where they are purchasing, what value they are purchasing, and at what rate they are purchasing. And then can India enter those markets? What is our current market share in those countries? And then once we understand the market share, then comes, can we increase our market share? That is what we'll have to look at. Sometimes what happens, we will not be understanding, there is a lot of trade that will be happening, but India may not be directly exporting to those countries. In that kind of a scenario, can we identify those markets where we can increase our market share? There has been cases where we have assisted Indian embassies to increase the trade by helping them with various information of trade that's happening, and say, okay, this is what you are not directly purchasing from India, you're actually purchasing from Germany, and Germany is actually purchasing from India. So, which means uh, Germany is actually making money in the middle. So we give those information, and that information understanding is very important. Country facts. It's very important for any person to understand before entering any particular country for trade. They need to know about that country. They need to know about the government, the stability of the government, the region that dealing with, what is that I can do with, how is their ease of doing business, what is that their primary industries are, what kind of opportunities that can be generated, right? And then also as an exporter, will also have to be abreast with the latest guidelines, circulars, and requirements. For example, in the last few months, you see that the sugar and rice exports have ban. When I say ban, they don't ban it completely. They put under restricted mode, which means that you can send only X million tons of rice or X million tons of sugar, which means that will change the world demand. So what happens in that kind of a scenario is we need to know which has what kind of constraints, what kind of activities, and can we export or can we not export? If we cannot export, how long can I cannot export? And then what are the guidelines around it? And if I can export, what is the conditions around it? For some, as I mentioned, there will be a condition of you can export only this amount of products. So quota system will come into picture, or in some other scenarios, they will also implement an customs duty even for export scenario. It's not just for imports, it's for also exports. Finally, you'll also have to keep a knowledge about the new foreign trade policy that was released on 1st April, that came into effect on 1st April 2023. And the new foreign trade policy gives a variety of information related to foreign, and most importantly, how it helps businesses at the district level. Because now the new foreign trade policy not only concentrates on the state level export, but also concentrates on the district level exports. Now they have released the concept called district export hubs, so that people, instead of trying to enable exports coming to Bangalore and exporting, or going to the capital city and exporting, they can now start doing all those things at the district level itself, and the district level action plans and opportunities will be generated around that. Then coming down to the calculators, we are talking about keeping a note on bank forex calculator, custom forex calculator, because for shipping, for payment, you will look at bank forex. But when you are trying to ship through the customs, when you are making custom payment, then you'll have to work on the customs forex. There are two different type of calculators that people have to understand. Otherwise, what happens? They will be assuming one rate will be there, and their purchase order will be calculated on one format, whereas the rates will be different when it comes to customs. So people will have to make sure those contingencies are taken into consideration. And also you'll have to have a calculator related to ship freights and all, because um, in exports, it is not just the product cost. You'll also have to calculate based on the freight cost, transportation cost, customs cost, the country legal cost, and so many other costs comes into picture. So you need to make a note of it. And then any export also have to be coupled with insurance. because air or ship insurance will be applied, and it is mandatory that people need to know those kind of information as well. Second section is once we know information, we know what is to be done, then we have to be prepared. Okay. First preparation is identifying the product. Okay. So when we are not trying to identify, you have to identify where the product can be sold, at what type, what type, and build those products according to those countries and structures. See, we cannot just define that this product has. I have one product means I can sell that product anywhere in the world. Okay, every country will have its own guidelines and structures. Whatever mandates are there now, example for many of the Indian products will have to address to the BI standards. Or if at all you are doing some food products, food product manufacturing, then you'll have to adhere to the FSSAI standard, right? So the same way, the countries also will demand. Each and every country has their own style of product specifications, guidelines that you need to know. Okay, so you need to make sure that you prepare those products according to those guidelines, not just to say, okay, I am selling it in India means that I can sell it in Germany. No, the quality standards will be different, the structures will be different. So at times you will have to manufacture differently in order to then the whole that is to be made has to match a particular set of standards. It is very, very important that you need to know. Okay, and those specifications you'll have to acquire from the customer and manufacture it according to that. Okay, and along with that, if you say, okay, this is the product, this is what it is, then you have to make sure the customer's requirement specifications has to match, irrespective of whatever standards that you have does not matter, because in exports or import, whatever the custom says is the quality. Okay, everybody talks, I will be producing or I will be manufacturing export quality goods. No, there is nothing called as an export quality goods. Whatever customer says is an export quality, because everything depends upon the region, structure, and a variety of things. What you sell to the European market is not what you sell to the Middle East market, is not what you sell to the African market or the Latin American market. Every market has their own requirements, specifications, and for which the rates and prices and structures are different. Okay. So product identification is very important when it comes to your product. Second is coming to that, you'll have to also be prepared with necessary registrations and licenses. These registrations are divided among your basic, the country, the Indian laws. First, the basic Indian law, setting up the organization as per for the export market. For example, when if you are in India, any person can create a company and they don't have to have a GST until a particular limit. Whereas in terms of exports, GST is mandatory even for applying for an export license. So everybody needs to understand those basic licenses. So generally what happens, those licenses, registrations has to be there. And there are also various export related licenses that is also required for any person or any business in order to promote, get into the export activity. Then comes, once the registration licenses are done, then the certifications comes into picture. There are a variety of certifications that comes into picture. For example, like when we say we have industry-based certification, food industry companies should have mandatory FSSAI certification. That is mandatory. Pharmaceutical companies should have GMP certification. So those kind of certifications are necessary. Sometimes it's not the industry only, even the organization should have certification. ISO certificate. ISO certificate is mandatory if you are exploring to a particular set of regions. Okay, without that, it makes no sense. You enter those markets. So ISO, and that too, IAF certificate is necessary. Non-IAF certificate may not help you there. So you make sure that you have ISO, then you have a better set of ISO. And sometimes what happens, even there are product level certifications that you need to have. Okay, because the product is with respect to ingredients, raw materials, and variety things comes into picture. The finished product that is made out of it should pass a particular set of certification. And finally, there are certifications that a country demands. For example, if you take any food processing unit, okay, they have to adhere to, if at all they want to sell to the US, they need to have USFDA or USDA certifications. If they want to enter the Chinese, then they have to have a CNCA certificate. If they want to enter Canada, there's another set of certification that you need to have. So country-wise, industry-wise, there is a different set of certifications they demand. Without that, you cannot sell in those countries. So you need to make sure those certifications are required. Once you also have these certifications, there's also necessary memberships that you need to have. One set membership which is mandatory is called RCMC. RCMC means registration cum membership certificate. These are certificates that are given by our export promotion councils. There are 34 export promotion councils. We always assist or suggest any company to have this RCMC, because without that, many times the value add that you get is much more higher, and the trust factor that you get along with your organization to start exports, RCMC is very important. But other than that, you also may need to have trade body membership and international engagement membership, because many of the time the certificate of origin that is required in order to do exports are offered by trade bodies. So you may want to have those registrations also to get those certificates and all. And finally, as I earlier mentioned, it is always advisable to, for any company, once they say I am ready for export, to take a free export readiness evaluation offered by NAVATIES. It's a 36-point scale where we evaluate end-to-end evaluation, understanding their laws, the certifications, especially based on your industry and activities, and then also from the perspective of your capacity, manufacturing capacity, inventory capacity, fund capacity, and variety of things. Are you actually ready for export? Okay. So this talks briefly about preparation. Then comes marketing. Now, I assume that I know the market, I've understood I'm prepared for the market, then where do I market? Okay. When I talk about marketing, then some of the things that you need to know. International events. There are over 1,200 international events that happen across the world. Okay. And those events are the right place for you to go attend and meet, because events are the place where all people similar to the activities will be there. And especially some of the events also has schemes and subsidies from variety of governments. State governments gives subsidies, central government gives subsidies, MSME has subsidies to attend these international events. Even our export promotion councils have subsidies. DGFT gives you subsidies. Commerce Ministry also gives you subsidies. Okay, so take benefit of these subsidies. There's something called as MAI and MDA, Market Development Assistance schemes. Okay, where you can get those subsidies to attend those. Or further, other than that, also you also have to engage in industry and business wise events. Okay, so basically a lot of delegations happen, B2B meets happen. We always suggest you to attend those meets and engage with those counterparts to generate. See, many times you may not find a direct match in these meets, but let's understand, these people whom you meet will have their own connections in their own countries. They are going to generate opportunities. And we also suggest people to get listed in international catalogs and directories in order to promote. One further, very important also is to promote yourself through the e-commerce and digital marketing tools. The social media is taking a lot of opportunities. They give a lot of benefits for B2B businesses. LinkedIn like tools are there for B2C markets. Facebook or Instagram type of social media are available. So we always suggest people to use digital marketing. We also suggest people to use e-commerce like Amazon FBA or Alibaba in order to promote your products across the world. And finally, also expand yourself to other countries. For example, when we always suggest people who are serious to do international business to set up an office in Dubai. Dubai offers something called as free zones, where the taxes are zero, but and also you get variety of people in there. I'll tell you, over 130, 140 countries are there in Dubai. So you having an office there will always give you an opportunity to promote yourself to people of other countries. And there are separate free zones for different kind of industries. If you say you are a business related to food, then we say you have a unit in Ajman. Or if you say I'm into media business, then we say have a office in Abu Dhabi, and so on and so forth. There are over 48 different service free zones that's available in Dubai, UAE, United Arab Emirates. Once we have understood the market, we have identified the customer, we have spoken to the customer, we have closed. Then comes your purchase order. Okay. You need to make sure there are few things that is there in the purchase order. First is what is the component, the detailed requirement specification that is necessary. As per the requirement specification, only it is necessary, because when you are sending your consignment as per the purchase order, if it is not as per the purchase order, then you may get custom problem. Okay. Even a small change will get your product rejected. I'll give you an example. There was a company that was selling dresses, okay, textile materials, and just a small addition of a half an inch of material to it, okay, rejected, because the total weight of the product increased, and according to the customs, it was not allowed, and that whole product got rejected. So you need to make sure your PO is perfected, and the conditions in the PO is corrected, and also the delivery terms, the payment terms also is correctly mentioned in the PO. And other than that, as part of the consignment, we always encourage people to evaluate your buyer or seller, because without evaluating them, you send, and if they don't make the payment, then you're in deep trouble. So we always suggest you have to have your buyer or seller validated first before you do business with them. Then comes your quality inspection and checks. Before any consignment is sent, make sure you have the necessary quality inspection done. A third party quality inspection is done, and make sure the customer agrees to those quality inspections, so that tomorrow they don't say that you sent me this product, you sent me a wrong product. So what will happen? Then they will start renegotiating the terms, and where you are supposed to make a profit, you will end up getting a loss. Okay, so make sure the quality inspection is done, and customer and you both agree to those quality, which and then only the product is been sent. Otherwise, don't send those products. Consignment level documentation security. Every consignment, different products have a different level of consignment. Some have something called as a phyto certification, some have health certificate, some have variety of other certificates that need to be taken per consignment. This is required where the product, each and every product may undergo a change or have different conditions for exports. And during that consignment level, that needs to be evaluated. We also may need packaging solutions. As I initially mentioned, each country may have different packaging solutions. You may have to have that kind of rules of the game that you need to promote. So, for example, if I say I want to send my product to Dubai, then Dubai will, or UAE, or any kind of a Middle East, the Middle East will require all the information or the instructions to be in Arabic. So you need to make sure your packaging is going to have in Arabic. If you are, for example, if you are trying to send a product to somewhere in the Europe, then European laws ask you to define each and every ingredient that is there as part of the product, and then those information has to be listed with there is a special conditions that need to be added that you need to come. Okay. Then comes your marine travel and fund insurances. This is insurances to secure your payments, secure your product that is going to go in. And then logistics, as I mentioned, freight, air and sea, you can decide by which you can send, depending on the size of the product, the quality of the quantity of the product, and which will work out at the speed of delivery that is required. And finally, customs management. You need to make sure you know how to manage those customs. You need to know who are the consultants who are going to help you manage your consult. Finally comes the trade finance. Trade finance are required at various levels. For example, working capital loans or capex loans is necessary if you are trying to purchase machineries for your purchase order. You have forex solutions. Sometimes what happens is you have a product, you have an order, but you don't have money to manufacture the order. So what happens? Many banks or private agencies give you discounting, bill discounting mechanism for the POs and help you in structure that. And also letter of credits and bank guarantees maybe are required if you are an importer. So if you are importing the product, you'll have to make sure you get those letters of credits. And also if you're exporter, and if the payment terms is not coming as an value as advance, then we always suggest you don't go ahead without accepting a letter of credit from the customer. Otherwise, you may end up the customer telling or negotiating newer terms after the production or the product has been sent. And you need to always keep a watch on bank related activities. You need to know what all terms that needs to be done, because end of the day, once you have the product that is done, you need to make sure the payment that is made and the reconciliation has been made is made to those bank details that has been used already as for your registration. So we always suggest, especially if you're doing an export activity, right from the beginning, that is your GST, IE certificate, AD code, and all those registration everywhere, you do one single bank account, and also you accept your payments only to that bank account. Otherwise, discrepancies will happen, and then there will be a different constraints that will apply. Your payment will get stuck, and you'll have to make sure variety of things is taken care of. Okay, so these five elements generally is conducted inside an EXIM hub. Okay, so basically a hub is nothing but an center of activity, interest, or commerce, where it's a center point where every type of organizations come into picture, variety of vendors come into picture, variety of people come into picture. In fact, nowadays ourselves, we have something called as an EXIM hub, where we support exporters in all these variety of information, importers for variety of information, and then we use a variety of consultants in order to make sure the whole trade is seamless and the process is taken care, so that both the buyer or the importer or seller or the exporter are having a stress-free and a hassle-free export-import activity. Okay, so who can enroll into this program that we have, EXIM Hub? Generally, people who want to start export as a business, people who are already a business, people who have their manufacturing unit, who is an SME, who is doing good in their local space and want to explore export as an option, or business who are already exporters but they want to now explore a newer market. I may be exporting to one country. Now I want to see what are the other countries where I can export. So that is someplace these people can enroll into our export system, export EXIM hub, and also importers who want to import products from the world, international business who wants to import from India, they also can come to the NAVATIES EXIM hub and be part of it and generate opportunity. Now, how do I become? As I earlier mentioned, first is to evaluate yourself. Are you export ready? For which we suggest people to call this number 079-4105-0727, so that people will be, and we will evaluate them on a 36-point scale and support them in this activity. Okay. With this, any questions?
Fantastic, Mr. Satish. It's a great presentation. In a nutshell, you covered all the things. Probably we can probably will connect to those SMEs through our channel in the future. Definitely, we invite you further. Hand holding, customer specific thing. We will come back to you on this. So.
Surely.
Great presentation. I really appreciate your time and thank you so much. And now, any question is there, we can address, probably you can address directly. Otherwise, we will go to the very important topic on skill related, the apprenticeship training related, government support, Madam is there. I really thank you, madam, for waiting so much, almost 30 minutes.
Satish sir, one question.
Yes,
So,
sir.
how you are facilitate for import or export? You are a intermediate agent. Suppose I want to export some goods to Dubai, for
Yes, sir.
example.
Yeah.
Okay. How you can facilitate? Then you
So
can
the
evaluate and you can facilitate. What is the role?
Yes,
Exactly?
sir. Sir, what we say generally is accept the the deal with your customer and manufacturing the product and collecting payments with your customer. Everything else related to export import nowadays can do it because we are experts in the facilitation and the process setting. Okay. We make sure all the processes, documentation, licenses, certifications, everything is structured so that you have a hassle-free experience. You don't have to worry. If you say, I want to export this product, all activities around that will be managed by NAVATIES.
Okay. What is the processing fee?
So there will be different fees for different activities because, for example, certification, food product.
Okay, I think